blocks.
And Jabari Smith tried to challenge him, and he found out. And he tried to sneak it by him again. Meet me at 11. Victor was at 12. He was at 12 feet.
This is Victor Wembanyama. Over the past couple of seasons, the media has been doubting Victor Wembanyama as a generational talent. Now, I get that we like to throw that term around a lot. The last guy we've thrown it for is Zion Williamson, and obviously he hasn't shaped out to be what people thought he would be. And the most latest guy is Cooper Flagg. But what makes Victor Wembanyama different from these guys is that the media believes that Victor Wembanyama has the capabilities to be the greatest player of all time. Now, to some, but not all, LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. But in today's video, I kind of want to compare year 3 LeBron to Wemby's upcoming year 3. Now, this is at all not me saying that Victor Wembanyama will live up to those standards that people set for him. But before I get into the video, I ask that y'all go down and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel day by day, and it'd mean a lot for me if you go down and subscribe. Anyway, let's get into the video. So, going back to 2005-2006 was LeBron James' third season in the NBA. Now, in that third season, LeBron James managed to accomplish a lot. He ended off the 79-game season that he played, scoring 31.4 points per game, which is his highest in his entire career, 7 rebounds and 7 assists. This was also his first All-NBA selection for the first team. He made the All-Star game, won the All-Star MVP, and got the Cavaliers to the playoffs for the first time since 1992-93, and actually ended up winning their first series since 1992-93. And against that Wizards team in that first round, he averaged 36 points per game and just basically dominated that Wizards squad. And then after that first round, he went up against the Pistons, took them to 7 games, played his heart out. And yeah, that's the conclusion of LeBron James' third season. But yeah, overall, LeBron James had a pretty good third season. Now for Wemby going into year 3, he's coming off a season where it ended prematurely, but he basically averaged 24, 11, and 4 on 48% shooting from the field, 35% from 3, and 84% from the line, which is pretty good production. Now, mind you, Wemby's second year, he was on track to win Defensive Player of the Year before he went down with injury. And I kind of see him winning Defensive Player of the Year this year. I'm pretty sure he's the favorite. He's going to be the favorite for basically the next 15 years of his career, in my opinion. That's really just how good of a defender he is. But can we see Wembanyama put up the same production or achieve the same success that LeBron James achieved in his year 3? So All-Star game, Wemby already got one. I wouldn't be surprised if he's an All-Star this year. It'd be pretty shocking if he wasn't. So I think he could achieve that. Defensive Player of the Year, you're going to really have to compete with Bam Adebayo, Giannis, Anthony Davis is a dark horse, Evan Mobley, Dyson Daniels might be a dark horse, Herb Jones. But overall, Wemby's probably the best defender in the league, if we're being real. And he should definitely win it this year. MVP. Now, LeBron James in 05-06 finished second in the MVP voting. Wemby, I really don't see him coming close to MVP this year. Maybe a couple years down the road, but I think he's pretty far off from seeing, MVP recognition. He'd have to compete with a lot of other players, and other players just have stronger narratives. They have weaker teams than Wemby currently has. I just don't think Wemby's at that level yet to compete for MVP. Unless he just has a crazy legendary season, I don't see him winning MVP this year. And then getting the Spurs to the playoffs. I think it's pretty doable. The West is stacked as it's always going to be, but just looking at the roster that the Spurs have, they have pretty good depth. You have a lot of youth. You're going to outrun teams. They're probably one of the fastest teams in the league now. I see the Spurs being a playoff team. Now, I don't expect them to be, nothing crazy, but I see them hovering around that play-in for the majority of this season, maybe sneaking into the top 6. But the Spurs, they're definitely a playoff team, I believe, especially with Victor Wembanyama at the helm. But yeah, overall, I definitely could see Victor Wembanyama achieving a lot of the stuff that LeBron James achieved in year 3. Now, like I said in the intro, this is not me saying that Victor Wembanyama is going to live up to LeBron James' expectations. I definitely don't believe that. But a player I do believe Victor Wembanyama will have a similar career to more ironically than not, is Anthony Davis. Now, comparing the both of them, I mean, you would look at AD and look at Wemby, and you wouldn't see, them being the exact same player. But I'd argue that AD obviously has been one of the best defenders in this generation. He's one of the best finesse players at the big man position that we've seen over the past couple of seasons. Great mid-range shooter. He extended his range to the 3-ball. Wemby already has a 3-ball in his game. Wemby's already a better playmaker. I kind of just see Victor Wembanyama just being a taller Anthony Davis. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see similar production from Victor Wembanyama that we've seen with Anthony Davis in his third season. AD in his third season averaged 25, 12, and 2. Now, obviously, the assists will be higher for Victor Wembanyama because he's a better playmaker. And Anthony Davis finished top 5 in MVP. Now, top 5 in MVP for Victor Wembanyama isn't that crazy. I mean, he'd have to lead the Spurs to probably like a top 3 seed or something, which is doable, but is it realistic? Who knows? That's the player I see Victor Wembanyama kind of resembling with his NBA career is Anthony Davis, because their play styles are just so similar with the finesse. And if Victor Wembanyama gets a post game eventually, which it isn't bad, but he could work on it. He already has the stretch capability, and he's a defensive nightmare just as Anthony Davis is. So yeah, that's just my take. But this was just a quick little video about Victor Wembanyama and comparing and contrasting him to LeBron James and the player that I see him being. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Will Victor Wembanyama have a good third season? Let me know. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all later.